Hello guys, this is Ray Chen. Today we're going to talk about how to pay off all your debt. Okay, so before I start, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon and leave any question or comment in the comment section. Okay, so today this topic I feel is very important because I personally have been through it before myself as well. So unless you have taken care of the debt problem, you will not be able to fix your financial situation. Okay, because with some of the credit cards, the interest rate is sky high. That's just gonna cripple you. You will never get out of the hole. Okay, so we all have been through the process, or there's once in a time that we have dig ourselves into the hole, which I did the same thing. So many years ago, I went to a seminar in Las Vegas. This guy, he was a young guy. He was preaching using credit card debt to buy real estate, and I bought into it. But I didn't end up buying any real estate. I ended up with a huge credit card debt. So I opened a whole bunch of credit cards. I ended up owing about almost $150,000 in credit card debt. Oh my God, I was so stressed back then. I just initially I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to get out of it. I thought I would never get rid of this problem. But through hard work and determination and a little bit knowledge of the finances, I was able to get out of this hole. Okay, I'm sure there's probably a lot of you are in that hole right now that you want to get out of. So that's why I figured I'd do this video to give you an idea of how to get out of that horrible situation. Okay, it's very simple. To get out of the debt situation, you just need to pay off the debt, right? But to pay off the debt, you need to have the income to pay off the debt, right? So, and there's some tricks here and there to make it faster, to make you to pay off, to help you to pay off the debt faster. So I'm gonna go through it in detail, okay? So, number one, you want to consolidate your debt, right? For example, back then, I had a whole bunch of credit cards. Some are higher interest rate, some are lower interest rate, and there are many credit card companies out there. They're willing to give you a zero interest rate if you are willing to transfer all the balance. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay, make sure find a credit card company that's willing to give you zero initial interest rate. The longer the time, the better. Some company they give you 1 year. Sometimes some company may give you 2 years. So find one of those credit card companies that's willing to let you to transfer all the balance with zero interest rate to their company for as long as a time as possible. Okay, that's the number one option you can do. Okay, number two option, another thing you can do is, for example, back then that's what I did. So I had maybe close to 10 credit cards. I owe almost $150,000 in debt, credit card debt. So what I did is I went to negotiate with all the companies. I went to negotiate with each of the companies, and for example, this car, for example, if I owe $10,000, I negotiated with them. They will bring the balance down to $5,000. So you go negotiate with them and have them to reduce the amount that you owe. Okay, so some of you might think, oh, you're already rich, you have the money, that's why you can pay off your debt. No, at the time I wasn't, right? At the time back then that was a long time ago, probably 15 years ago or 20 years ago, I don't remember. Back then I was also in real estate, but at that time I haven't started making money in real estate yet. So back then I was struggling. Okay, so what I ended up doing, I took a job as a busboy, as a waiter in a Chinese restaurant in New Mexico. I think I talked about this in one other video. So I worked there for 2 years. Every week I work six days a week, 12 hours a day. Every day I go in 10 a.m. I don't get out until 12 a.m. And for most of those 12 hours I was standing up, I was working, I was doing the job. So back then I was able to save, because the salary is low, but the tips were good. And also I didn't have to, I didn't have any spending, because I was the job that I had, they gave me free boarding, free boarding, a free room to stay, and the free food. So I didn't have to pay money for the rent. I didn't have to pay money for my food. I mean, the living situation was just whatever. There was a lot. So they rented a house for us. So some people, they are the most senior, they have their own room. Some people, they have like shared a room. I didn't have a room. So what I did is I made a section. I divided a section in the living room, and I stayed there for about 2 years. So because I was able to save money, on the expenses, I didn't have any expenses. Free room, free board, free food. So I saved up most of the money. So every week, every weekday, on the weekday off, I remember, the two things we do. One thing we do, we go deposit the money, because a lot of the cash, the tips are cash, right? So on the off day, number one thing I do, go deposit the money. Number two things I do is to go to the laundromat to wash my clothes. So that's how I think I worked about 2 years there. I think I was able to save 60 to 70 grand. And because I was able to negotiate with the credit card company to reduce the debt. So I was able to remove all my debt obligation with all the credit card company and to start with a clean slate. So once I did that, I was able to coming back to Los Angeles and to start afresh. Because this is one example I gave you how I paid off all my debt. Another example I had was that was a while ago as well. So I spent about $40,000 on real estate coaching. I don't regret it a bit, by the way. Okay, it helped me to make a lot more money. So I spent about $38,000 on credit card coaching with a credit card. And the reason I paid $38,000 all at once is because you get a discount, right? So that's why I paid off the training, 3 years training with $38,000 on my credit card. So then now I have to pay back that credit card. Then I discovered the interest rate on that credit card was crazy high. It was like a 12%, 15%. I don't remember exactly how much or what was the rate, but it was high. So what I ended up doing is because I got the training, and that my real estate career was able to pick up. So once it pick up, then I was able to set aside money each time to pay off the debt. So sometimes I pay $5,000, another time I pay $5,000. So every time when I get a commission, I always make sure I get a portion of that commission to pay off that debt. Because with this credit card debt or any other kind of debt with high interest rate, you want to make sure you pay it off as soon as possible. Because the longer it stays there, the more of your cash is gonna eat up, right? So you wanna so this is just two examples that I personally went through, that I had to work on it to pay off my debt. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through the theoretical steps that you have to go through to pay off your debt. So number one, hold on, let me adjust my. Sorry guys. So number one, consolidate all the credit card. Number two, move all the credit cards to the zero interest credit card. Okay, or if you can, another option is renegotiate how much you owe, reduce the debt. Okay, once you have done that, go get a higher paying job, just like what I did. Right, I went to work in a restaurant to work on earning the tips. And because number two is go get a higher paying job. Number three, find a way to reduce your spending, just like what I did, right? When I went to work in a restaurant, I had no spending, free room, free board, free food, right? So increase your income, find a way to increase your income, and find a way to reduce your debt. Okay, so there's many other options. So I heard some people they go to Alaska, go catch the crab. Granted, it's gonna be hard work, but it's gonna be a experience for you too. It's gonna be a growth experience for you as well. So it's good for you, right? Not only at the time, I know a lot of people during those financial downturns, they file for bankruptcy. You can do that. It's an easy way out. But if you want to be successful, if you want to be the man of your word, you do not want to escape from your obligation. Your best way to do it is to pay it off, even at a reduced rate, to pay it off. Do whatever you need to do to pay it off, because once you do that, you're gonna uphold your character. You're gonna have confidence, and also during the process you will grow personally and professionally. Okay, so once you get a higher job, once you reduce the income, then you want to pay off the credit card with the highest interest rate as soon as possible. So, and every time when you get paid, you want to allocate a portion of the income to pay for that. Okay, so the goal is to pay it off as soon as possible. If you have this credit card debt with high interest rate, do not go buy anything else. Do not go invest in anything else. Okay, do not go buy a stupid car. Do not go invest in some other shit, because whatever you invest in, the money you make is not gonna it's not gonna help you to pay off the credit card debt, because look at it, because the credit card interest rate is freaking high. It's super high, right? If you don't pay that off, let's say if you have a credit card interest rate that's 15%, and you go invest in some stupid stock for or mutual fund for a 5% return, how are you gonna make money? The math doesn't work. It doesn't make sense, right? So always pay off the credit card first. Okay. So this is all I have. I hope it's helpful for you. Like my video, subscribe to my channels, encourage me to upload more information that's gonna help you. And until next time, so subscribe to my channel too. Okay, thank you.